Hey guys, quick lesson today. Back in the day when I had my businesses, one of my employees would use the phrase, run the gambit. Run the gambit. Is this something that you've heard before? Do you know what a gambit is? Have you heard a phrase that sounds kind of like run the gambit? So the mistake that she was making was there isn't really a phrase run the gambit. You could say that, but what she meant was runs the gamut. G-A-M-U-T, gamut. Now, gamut means a whole range of something. So it can be from light to dark. It can be from big to small. You can have a color gamut, which is all of the colors that a certain screen or computer can display. It's the full gamut of colors. It's the full range of colors. And that is the word gamut. And so the phrase is, it runs the gamut, which means that it has all of the different things available, all of the different options that you might expect. For example, the ages of the people at the party ran the gamut from 5 to 95. Or the colors of the sunset run the gamut from yellow all the way through to deep purple. Just waiting for an airplane. Can still hear you, airplane. So what does the word gambit mean? G-A-M-B-I-T, gambit. A gambit is like a little stratagem or a little trick or a ploy that you would use to achieve some outcome. So there's a TV show called The Queen's Gambit. That is like an opening move in the game of chess. A gambit could be something that you use on the battlefield. Like this guy's gonna go over here, this group's gonna go over here and attack, and then meanwhile these people are gonna sneak over here. That could be a gambit. Another similar phrase is run the gauntlet. Run the gauntlet. Now a gauntlet back in the medieval days actually had two different meanings. Well, it had two different meanings and a few different phrases that came out of that. A gauntlet was like an armored glove that was worn with a suit of armor. And that's a word that's still used today. So if let's say you were going to be diving with sharks, for example, you would wear a gauntlet, which would be an armor, like a mail or armored glove that would protect you from the shark bites. That would be a gauntlet. However, back in the day when there were knights in shining armor, they would line up two rows of men, like knights basically, and if someone was being punished, they would have to run between, and all the knights in this gauntlet, this group of people side by side facing inward, was called a gauntlet, and you had to run through that, and they would all like hit you and kick you and punch you. I don't think they were trying to kill them, just sort of punish them, but that was called running the gauntlet. So some people will confuse it runs the gamut with running the gauntlet. So you can say, boy, he really had to run the gauntlet to finish his homework. He really had to run the gauntlet to get all of his work done. He really had to run the gauntlet to get his driver's license. There's another phrase with the same word, gauntlet, which is throw down the gauntlet. This also goes back to medieval days when they would challenge someone to a duel, a public duel, and they would take their gauntlet, that armored glove, and they would throw it down. And, I challenge you to a duel. They probably said I challenge thee to a duel. And that was called throwing down the gauntlet. So, yeah, don't confuse gambit, gauntlet, and gauntlet. And hey, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and give it a big thumbs up. Statistics show that most of the people watching these videos are not subscribed to my channel. But if you subscribe, then you'll be one of my subscribers and you'll receive all sorts of benefits, which I will outline very carefully in a future video. But you have to subscribe in order to get that video, in order to see the many, many benefits of subscribing. So go ahead and click that button now, wherever it might be. It's probably over here. Yeah, I think usually the subscribe button is over here. Maybe it's down here, or possibly in this region. Yeah, I'm not really sure. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.